The Bleeding Moor was cursed long before the knights rode into it. Sir Aldric of Elmswatch had crossed battlefields soaked in screams, but the silence of the moor unnerved him more than war ever had. Fog clung low like a second skin. Trees bent away from the path as if retreating from something unseen. He rode with three others, Sir Geron the Broad, Lady Kelwyn of the Vale, and Brother Theoman, a war monk who spoke only in scripture. Their mission was clear: investigate the ancient stronghold of Greyvale, once home to the long-vanished Order of the Hollow Helm. The order had disappeared 50 years ago. No survivors. No explanation. Just their fortress, still standing, as if waiting. They knew something was wrong the moment they arrived. The castle gates stood open. Inside, the air was too still. Blood-red runes were carved into the stone archways. No signs of life, but the sound of bells echoed faintly through the halls, despite no tower being visible. The knights entered the chapel first. What they found chilled them. Helms, dozens of them, each one resting atop a clean white skull. The pews were arranged as if the dead still attended mass. At the pulpit stood a knight clad in rusted armor. Moss grew on the chestplate. The visor of his helm was open, empty. Kelwyn raised her blade. "By the light of the flame, speak!" The knight turned slowly without sound. No face, no voice, only a hollow helm. Geron approached, grumbling, and knocked the helm with his gauntlet. The other helms turned, just the helms, swiveling toward the intrusion. Then the doors slammed shut. The knight raised a hand, and darkness fell. It wasn't just shadow. It was absence, of warmth, of thought. A voice not heard but remembered, whispered, "The flesh lies. The helm remembers." Suddenly the knight lunged. There was no time to react. Geron was dragged forward. The helm clamped onto his head. He didn't die. He stood, mouth sewn shut, eyes black, obedient. Another hollow knight reborn. They ran. Theoman prayed, chanting until his voice cracked. The castle twisted with every step. Hallways looped. Windows showed memories instead of sky. Aldric and Kelwyn found themselves in the library. Books screamed when opened. Paintings bled. A journal bound in skin told the truth. We wore the helms to forget pain. We wore them to obey. But when the king died, only the bells remained. The helm wasn't cursed. It was programmed. A ritual of obedience. An echo of duty too strong to die. Geron found them again, silent, sword drawn, and behind him more came, silent, watching. Theoman was crucified to the wall in the courtyard, still alive, still whispering scripture in a language that didn't exist. Aldric and Kelwyn retreated to the bell tower. At its peak sat a throne of iron and bone. 13 empty helms circled it like a jury. In the center sat a massive knight with a crown of thorns welded to its helm. It did not move. The bells rang again. Bong, bong, bong. Kelwyn collapsed, screaming. I remember being them. I am them." Her eyes turned black. Aldric had a choice. He carried her down the tower. The courtyard below was filled with knights, crawling, twitching, marching in rhythm. Some carried helms. Others wore them, leaking blood and memory. Kelwyn begged for release. He gave it to her with his blade. And as her soul left, she whispered, "Burn the helm. Bury the bell." Aldric hurled her sword into the throne. The helms shattered. The crowned knights split in two. The bells went silent, and the fog receded. Aldric left Greyvale alone. He buried Kelwyn beneath a willow and left the broken helm beside her. But some nights he hears the bells again. Faint, closer, and when he dreams, he sees a knight behind him, helm open, waiting. Thanks for listening and watching. If you enjoyed this story, then subscribe, like, share, and comment.